If you're a Knicks fan, win or lose against the Cleveland Cavaliers, you're excited moving forward what this organization and what this team is going to do. What you've seen Rose and what you've seen Worldwide Wes do over there with the Knicks in such a short time. We have seen GMs come in, Phil Jackson and all these other guys, and coach after coach after coach come in. It has never worked. In 4 years' time, you built a young team with good veterans, and the veterans are still in the right prime of their career. You should be happy because with Julius Randle or without Julius Randle, you still have Jalen Brunson, who's only going to be 27 next year. You bring in Josh Hart at the trade deadline, only giving up a first-round draft pick for him. He'll be there for at least another year. Emmanuel Quickley, who could be a star right in front of our eyes. Obi Toppin, R.J. Barrett, Quentin Grimes. And then you put a little sprinkle here with Hartenstein and all these different guys, all these veteran players that are still in the prime of their career. So if you're a Knicks fan, you should be happy. Tom Thibodeau is right now taking this team to the playoffs again after the first year and having that great run in the first year with Julius Randle and COVID-19 winning Coach of the Year. I don't think he wins Coach of the Year this year, but he should be up and nominated for one.
Yeah, he absolutely should be a finalist, I think. Mike Brown is going to win in Sacramento because what he did with that team, breaking that 15-year playoff drought and being the 3 seed in the West. But Tom Thibodeau, in terms of the Eastern Conference, has been the best, most valuable coach for his respective team because you look at the teams that finished above the Knicks in the standings, they have the star talent that we expected at the start of the year. The Knicks coming into the year, we thought Jalen Brunson could definitely make an impact. We didn't know how the rest of this team would be able to form. I thought at the start of the year they might have been a play-in team, like an 8 or 9 seed, because of how the depth would develop. And this depth has developed very well. Emmanuel Quickley, like you're saying, 6th man of the year worthy, and he's become a more complete player too. He's not just a shooter anymore. He's been able to ball handle. He's essentially become the backup point guard on this team. Derrick Rose has barely played this year.
Hasn't played at all.
Yeah, and these other wings have really taken over. They're all deep in that area too, and they're all different styles. R.J. Barrett can attack the hoop. You got Quentin Grimes, who's a great 3-and-D guy. Josh Hart, who's a great defensive player, good offensive player, and they have a variety of all different types of players, and that's a good way to really build a team. And the Knicks, this is the most complete they've been in a very long time. Yeah, the Knicks had that great 2013 team when Carmelo Anthony won the scoring title, but that team was also older, and there were flaws on them defensively too, even with
this team is so much better.
This team is much more well-rounded, I think, when it comes to the concepts they can bring. The only thing they really lack is depth with the 4 at that position, because Julius Randle, he plays a lot of minutes, and then off the bench, you got Obi Toppin, but he's kind of undersized, so that worries me in this series against the Cavs.
And the fact that Julius Randle's coming off an injury.
Julius Randle, will he actually show up in the playoffs, unlike what he did 2 years ago
Mr. Bricklayer, yes.
Shooting probably under 40% the way he played and chucking off so many bad shots. And that cannot happen again against this Cavaliers team that has a very good defense.
If they want to win.
This Cavs team is very interesting because they have the size up front, but I think the Knicks have better depth when it comes to those wings. And I think the Knicks have a very good size advantage when it comes to their 3 and 2 positions in comparison to Cleveland. And I think that's an interesting area where they could definitely expose against Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, even some of the guys off the bench like Karis LeVert.
And then there's the Brooklyn Nets. No more Kyrie Irving, no more Kevin Durant, no more clowns. Ben Simmons sitting on the bench. The clown will not play in this series as he is out for at least this round, could be out for the rest of the playoffs with his back injury. What you can see what this Brooklyn Nets team has is continuity. A team that's playing for one another, a team that everybody was making fun of after losing Kyrie Irving for practically nothing, losing Kevin Durant for some pieces, but not enough, I believe. Kyrie Irving is not in the playoffs. Kevin Durant is with a Phoenix Suns team that a lot of people think is one of the favorites to come out of the West, but there's no guarantees because he can't stay healthy. And Ben Simmons, another guy, he is still part of the Brooklyn Nets, but he's injured. So all 3 players, where everybody thought together this year could take the Brooklyn Nets deep into the playoffs, all 3 players could possibly be out in the first round. And one didn't even make it, by the way.
Kyrie Irving didn't even make it. Enjoy the couch. It's funny because I wanted to see the Ben Simmons versus the 76ers revenge story. I think that would have been funny. The Philly fans, I don't know if there's a player in any sport that Philly fans hate more than Ben Simmons, with the things he said about Joel Emiid, the way he treated with that organization. So it would have been interesting to see how he played in the playoffs. But I actually think him being out could be a blessing in disguise for the Nets because we saw with the Sixers, the last time he was in the playoffs, the Atlanta Hawks, when they played against them, fouled Ben Simmons so much, and it really hindered that Sixers team offense. Joel Embiid was good at certain points in that series, but Ben Simmons was shooting free throws and missing a bunch of free throws too. I think the Nets have actually better flow offensively with these other guys that are shooters because of not having Ben Simmons on the court.
Well, the hatred of the 76ers and Ben Simmons, we will not get a chance to see on the basketball court, but maybe we'll see Ben Simmons flipping the bird on the other sidelines at Doc Rivers or at Joel Embiid or somebody else on that team. James Harden. So maybe we'll get to see some fighting and arguing. At least we'll see some kind of WWE kind of competition.